Hello everyone, and welcome to a game of World of Warships. Today it's one of my replays and I'm in the Harekaze II, a tier 8 Japanese premium destroyer. I'm on the map North, and it's a 3-point domination game. It's tier 8, so that's lovely. There is a carrier, there are 2 subs, and well, I'm division with Viper, who is in a Harekaze 1. And we've both spawned on the right side, so we decided to split. Viper is taking the C cap, and I went to take the B cap. Our submarine that spawned in the center is going to the outskirts. Our gallant that spawned on the left is not interested in camping. And I found a Salmon. Now, by the way, there is no radar unless the Edinburgh is, a trap. So that's nice. So I found the sub, I'm popping my hydro there, I found a Fushun, and I'm popping my smoke. The Harekaze II's gun power is pretty pathetic. But makes up for it with pretty good torpedoes and a nice hydro. So I'm sitting there hydroing the Fushun that is desperately trying to escape. And, so the sub has obviously decided to dive, but that's one of the problems I guess that subs has. While subs are pretty fast, they are not faster than a destroyer. And this sub is trying to escape right now. And it can't see me because it has, it has gone underwater. And his Fushun is just abandoning him. So the destroyer is out of here. And that sub, you see, the thing is, he just needs to dive deeper, right? Then I couldn't see him anymore. And then I wouldn't know where he is. And then he could just sneak away in peace. But for some reason the sub decided not to do that. Now he tried to torpedo me, but he is too close so the troops don't have time to rise and hit me. And now I'll just come in. There is also another ship that's adding the depth charges. All that sub needed to do was, now he's invisible. But if he had done that earlier, he could have gone away in one other direction. And I would have never known where he was. And he would have been completely fine. But he did. So I've sort of completely destroyed the submarine, and I've only like 15,000 points of damage because submarines barely have any hit points. So there is that. And the other submarine inside the sea cap has also been dealt with. So the enemy team is down 2 subs, we have 2 caps. Our Cleveland is trying to take A for some reason, and our Gallant is in the 1 line hunting a carrier. I mean, this is just what World of Warships is these days. we just have to accept it, I guess. Well, meanwhile, I could potentially torpedo a Colorado. He is nose in, but, might work. I mean, technically, there are many ships in this direction. It could be that the George turns my way or something, but, well, probably not. Now, Viper has arrived here too after he has successfully grabbed the C cap and hasn't found anything interesting yet. But it looks like the Fushun that I chased off has switched over to C, so maybe we'll just need to go there soon. Now, I've got some torpedoes still on the way. Viper is smoking here. I'm kind of providing some spotting for him, but I think it might just be time to move over to C now. Because C could really use the help, and it turns out that I don't need to be spotting anyway. Those ships are visible. Now the enemy isn't that interested in my fish, which is just a little bit of a shame, isn't it? Meanwhile, our carrier has chased, our destroyer has chased the enemy carrier towards the A line. And that carrier is probably going to die. There is a lone Fuso here somewhere. We have no idea where the Sashu is right now. And I guess somebody would like our help because we are getting pinged here. But, I mean, I can agree with that. That's why I'm already on my way to C. They do need somebody to spot the Fushun. Now, the sub could try that. Subs do have the problem if they get counter-spotted, then they are easily dealt with if battleships pay attention, and there are a lot of battleships there, right? The amount of anti-submarine warfare those 3 battleships could combine drop, it would take rather quick care of the sub. Probably. Well, there goes our Nelson. So I mean, overall, we are still 2 ships ahead and we are quite a few points ahead. And I'm coming towards that Fushun there. Now, my Hydro is ready. Which means that this Fushun might just be in for... Well, I mean, you know, he can just outrun it. But I do have my Hydro and Smoke ready. The problem, of course, is there are actually quite a few ships. So if I engage that Fushun in an open water, like if he runs away, I can't Hydro Smoke him. And if I engage him in open water, then he might get a lot of help. So he's trying to drop my submarine there, I presume. I'm not sure if he can see my sub or not currently. The sub is pretty deep down, so he... Yeah, I mean the sub gets hit, but Fushun might just be going for the last spot location. Now I have a problem. The Fushun laid a smoke screen, so I can't see him anymore. But I'm still detected by the Pepsi. And that Pepsi is technically going to be an issue. That's a lot of potential damage that I'm eating there. But Fushun is... like, I mean, he has deep waters. What's he trying to talk here anyway? Yeah, Fushun was spotted again, so I could take care of that. Now I can smoke up and disappear, and everything ended quite nicely for me. Speaking of nicely, the enemy carrier has been taken care of. There is still... our team is pushing some enemies at the zone wall there. And then there is, well, there are a few enemy ships that are still sitting here at sea camp. Overall, it looks like this is going to be a pretty decisive win for us. And it's just, I didn't have that many close battles recently, it's like. It's either you stomp the enemy or you get stomped by the enemy. It feels like the number of close battles generally has decreased. Maybe it's just a feeling, I don't know. But I guess with the subs, it's just... there are less surface ships in the game. It might be that the games swing more drastically if you lose a ship early on. And then there is some weird place. Like the enemy destroyer really overextended trying to get our sub right. For example. And... yeah, I don't know. Either as it may. I do know my torpedoes have reloaded, so maybe we can feed somebody some more fishes. Also, I only got 35,000 points of damage so far, which seems rather pathetic, but I killed basically a submarine entirely, and I did a lot of damage to Fushun, because I encountered it early in B and did a bit of damage, and then I did some more when I encountered him later on and destroyed him. This is also one of the things, obviously, with submarines, there are a lot less hit points to farm. There's a lot less damage overall that you could get. And, you know, at this point, we'll see. Do I get some hits on the George? Yes, I do. Well, we got the general offensive out of it. And the enemy is down to 4 ships now. Now, those 2 enemy battleships there still haven't actually decided if they want to make an aggressive move or not, and it might be a little bit too late to decide anything there, right? They didn't follow through the push on C, they didn't move over to B, they are just still sitting at the C cap as they have been for quite a while now. Meanwhile, we have reached the point where... well, I mean, the Asasha and the Fus are pretty much cornered, but Viper in his Harekaze is now behind those guys, so... we might even get to crosstalk. Well, if the game lasts long enough. So, got some fishes in the water. Let's get some more. I mean, there are still quite a few hit points to farm, potentially, so maybe we can make this damage number seem a little bit less pathetic. Oh, we actually lost the destroyer up there, but you know, I mean, the Asasha's well, actually, he can't talk the Andrea Doria. Now that we've lost the destroyer up there, the Asasha might actually be able to do something. He could devastate the Andrea Doria and then go for the sub that we have. Potentially. Meanwhile, I'm just inside this cap, I'm smoking up, and I'm shooting a little bit, because why not? My torpedoes unfortunately missed, but I still can get hits out of this. So it looks like the Asasha is spotted once again. And our battleship still lives. Which might mean that the Asasha either screwed up his hopes or they aren't really reloaded yet. Oh, I got a fire. That's lovely. So I can switch to the King George, but wait, points-wise, we're just gonna win now, aren't we? Oh, that brings us to the results. This was a short one in the Harekaze, and as you can see, I scored quite highly on the scoreboard there, earning myself 2000 base experience. And the reason for that is because, once again, there are just very few hit points to farm, right? There was a submarine that I almost single-handedly took out, and there was a destroyer that I did the majority of the damage on, and then I put a little bit of other damage in there. But those ships just don't have the hit points to generate big numbers. And yeah, once again, an enemy team was just overrun because they quite show up to the fight, I guess. Anyway, this is World of Warships these days. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.